before and after look. So there we go. Slightly different positions there on the right hand side with your posture, yeah.
It's funny because I sort of knew I wasn't doing that when I was doing that.
Yeah.
But you become a bit self-conscious
Of course,
sticking your butt out.
exactly. And the thing
And
is,
actually, when you look at it, it looks better.
Exactly. And the thing is, a lot of times it looks nothing like what you feel you look like.
No,
This is- we'll have a look in the putting in a second, but this is very much when we see people sort of get in this position because it feels very, not kind of a bit awkward and a bit mechanical, but that's kind of where your back has just sort of tipped from it and just gone forward. But most people in life in general have poor postures just because of just the way society works. We sit in cars, we sit in sofas, we sit at desks, we just do things. We go around with generally quite rounded and hunched postures. So therefore, to look to a golf ball, we just sort of just go, and again, a lot of this often comes down. I see so many people with poor posture because they're trying to keep their head down. So they've been told to keep their head down, their chin goes down, so they do this here now at setup and go, well, I can see the ball. So now as they reach the ball, I sort of go, And we bend the knees and slouch into it rather than tipping forward. If I tip forward with my head down, I'm looking through my legs. Well, hang on, I'm looking up the sort of top of my eyes. It doesn't feel comfortable in my eyes. So if I let my head kind of just come up as it should do, we can create a much more kind of neutral spine there. In terms of the movement going back, brilliant. We can maintain that spine angle on the way back. So there's no variable there in terms of the movement. Your lower half now is moving, I would say, the right amount. Yeah, it's got a little bit of movement which it needs to. I think when we first made that movement the last session, it felt like you were not losing your legs at all. You almost felt very sort of like static and there was nothing going on at all because you were so used to having such sort of excessive leg action.
Some rock and roll going on, yeah.
Exactly, it was a very Elvis goal signal doing that. But now you're much more grounded. And one thing I've noticed now, we had one or two, well, I'll say one probably where, since the posture change, where you slightly lost a bit of balance, but it wasn't like a balance. You weren't sort of falling over. Whereas before you'd have some swings where you were kind of this, where you sort of see a little bit of a wobble. Well, that's on a flat lie.
Yeah.
You play the fifth at your place when you're on the sort of side of a mountain, where the holes of the fairway's a bit uneven.
Yeah.
If you're losing balance on a flat lie, go up on a sloping lie, you'll be stacking it. So then the majority of your golf swings on sloping lies now are going to focus on you just staying upright.
Yeah.
So your focus on going to it, the golf ball's gone. Just like, don't fall over and look silly. So what you're going to get then is a variety of kind of just the club being swung around your body all over the place. So in terms of that posture there, now we can maintain that. There's a little bit of loss of posture there as we come into the golf. We can sort of look as we go forward a bit more detail, but for the moment now, I just want to get that lower half working better. We can see because we can clear the hips easier. The ball's able to start a lot straighter towards target. You're able to move to that left side nicely. A very, very good, efficient movement. And again, you're not then sliding so much. Yeah.
That whole body be further forward or not? I can't tell.
From that, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah?
I mean, I think we want a slight lean back. I don't want to be sort of this way, but you were before kind of putting a lot of pressure on your right toe, and I would say it was almost probably 60-70% back on your right foot there after impact. Where really we're probably sort of 60-40, 70-30 on the other side. I don't want to be sort of so far forward. I'm like a downhill skier ready to sort of dive forward, but there needs to be a shift of weight to that left side. The thing is, you would shift your weight with your knees when the pelvis was tucked underneath. You just couldn't get this left hip out of the way. You only got one way to go. It either slides or stays there. If it stays there, the body stops. We flip it with the hands to square the club face. We might hook it to target or overhook it left to target. Or if we just keep sliding, we come through very much sort of inside and out to the right, and then we sort of eventually just sort of get yourself round, just good momentum. That club's kind of swinging around your body quite quickly. Eventually, your hips will end up rotating. But if they can't rotate efficiently because of this kind of hunch posture on the left-hand side, you're against you're sort of ice skating uphill, as I often say, where you're really struggling to do anything there. And just, you're really going to make it difficult to kind of hit the ball consistently straighter. Okay, so work on that kind of posture. Again, that's something you can just keep checking the mirror, so not on a range or with a phone, just go, okay, how do I look? And almost go as daft as you possibly can. So really sort of...
No, but that helps, because it just helps
find the middle.
One, maybe two things each time.
Exactly.
It just makes
and this is the way it'll always...
Because as a general rule, today, I hit the ball pretty clean.
Yeah.
Well, the scores tell you.
Yeah, the scores are proofs of the pudding, definitely, but with minimal swing thought, and that's the thing. We discussed, obviously, last time your leg action, which you've improved. I don't think your posture from memory was that hunched last time. So maybe just thinking about something else, that posture got a bit lazy easy done.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's quite
so
possibly,
fundamentals we'll always look back on. I mean, things like grip, posture, ball position, club face alignment,
I
basic
thought
setup.
about the grip and make sure I'm not.
Exactly.
doing
That
that,
thing is
but-
always that we always keep referring back to
Yeah.
because people tend to just strangle on for dear life on a golf
Yeah.
club. So we can work on that posture today, get yourself in a better position, keep checking that. It just enables your body to rotate a lot easier. And then what we'll do the next session, not just now the 20th, I just rearrange, but the next
Yeah.
session, weather permitting, not too hot, not too cold,
Yeah.
we'll go on the golf course and look how that is performing on the course. Because what we don't want is you to get good posture in here when you're on the golf course, whether it's because you're carrying a bag or pulling a trolley or whatever it may be. People's posture tends to be very people who are on a golf course in good posture. It's not natural. Okay, you've got a bag on your shoulders, probably bringing your shoulders down here. If you're pushing your trolley, you're generally like this. If you're dragging your trolley, you're somewhat like this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
your posture with your equipment in your hand will be a little bit, and then you're basically dragging those clubs around more than you're swinging a golf club.
Okay.
4 hour or even a 2 hour game of golf, an hour and 15's walking with the bag on your back or your shoulders or whatever it may be, pushing the trolley. So hitting the ball's about 20 minutes worth of 9 holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Excellent. Good stuff. Right.